Hey guys, Chef Brooks here today with Leslie, and we're going to be discussing some Korean flavor kind of inspired dishes. The first thing we've got is a Korean cheesy corn.
Oh, I love it. I think kids are actually going to really like this. I'm excited to see what you make.
And it's got like a Korean barbecue kind of sauced, just fajita meat with it. But we'll build the base first, which is just a frozen corn mix. It's got a little bit of roasted jalapeno in it. And I've got some light mayo that I'm going to fold in.
So this is kind of that traditional cheesy corn that most people are pretty familiar with, and you're just kind of kicking it up with some Korean flavors?
Yeah, so we've got kind of our spicy slaw that we made yesterday on the side here. We're just going to kind of get this folded in. And what's great is like we're introducing some other flavors, but I think at the end of the day, almost everybody's had cream corn at some point in their life. And then we're topping that off with like the Korean barbecue in kind of a slaw. So, I think the idea is playing with some of those like barbecue flavors, like where you would have slaw or you might have a cream corn.
The slaw was made yesterday. So
Yeah.
this can definitely be made ahead of time, very nice, simple, and store. How long can you store it in the fridge then?
I would say 3 to 5 days. And I mean, that was one bag of frozen corn. It pretty much perfectly makes that half hotel pan.
Okay.
And then, so I've got my like slotted spoon here with that ingredient chicken meat that we have tossed in the Korean barbecue sauce. And one thing I love that's great you can do with this, slotted spoon kind of drains some of the sauce off, so I'm hopefully not getting a ton on here. But I'm gonna go through now, kind of portion each one. And I'll pull this over so you can see a little bit better. But the idea here is that I can see a little bit of definition between each one, and that when I go back to portion it later, I'll be able to see better about where to kind of come in with my portion scoop and get a portion out.
Oh, nice.
And so here we have our cheese, which is kind of the final topper. I've got a 2-ounce ramekin here, and it's just kind of to give myself an idea, because a lot of times when you're building something like this, it makes a lot more sense to just kind of to do it with your hands. And most people are going to sprinkle over, but I would say kind of a tip and trick would be to use something else as like a gauge for the first one. So this is a 2-ounce ramekin. I did a good pinch in there, but it gives me an idea of like how much cheese I might be wanting to put on a portion, if that makes sense. And so then I can kind of come back.
So I saw you half filled it. So you kind of pre-portioned out what 1 ounce would be. So you had a gauge of to easily. Okay. No, that's great. So now it's really easy to portion out when it comes to serving with the students. That is awesome.
And I mean, again, it's not going to be perfect. I know a lot of us make casseroles and things like this, and some of it does get kind of lost, but it's a nice thought, I guess.
No, it's good. I mean, if you're going perfect, it's easy to just take that 1 ounce, that 1 ounce scoop to just grab your ounce and just drop it on.
Oh, for sure.
So either way, with your hands or not, you got it easy.
Okay, and so we've kind of got that cream corn underneath. I've got the Korean barbecue chicken on top, and I've hit it with a little bit of cheese. All right, in the oven we go.
So Brooks, this looks amazing. It just came out of the oven. It smells incredible. It looks incredible. The cheesy corn with the Korean chicken. I cannot wait to see how you did this. But I know we talked earlier about you portioning things out, but tell me a little bit more about that again.
All right, so now we can kind of see the top of the pan, and I can see my 1, 2, 3 across and 4 down, so I can see my 12 portions that I'm going to get out of here. You could even take a spatula and kind of portion it a little bit more, or you also can take your spoodle and kind of scoop and just kind of go down in a bowl or a boat or whatever. I feel like this meal it's a casserole style meal.
Okay, I'll move that over here.
Yeah.
Out of the way.
So, can only be as pretty as it can be. And then we've got this spicy Asian slaw here that we've made just to kind of balance out some of the other flavors that are in this, because this is just really rich, creamy, barbecue-y. This is a coleslaw mix, a little bit of sriracha, apple cider vinegar, and it's just going to kind of bring a little bit of brightness and like heat to the dish.
Oh, nice.
You know, adding a slaw or something like a simple little garnish like that at the end can really kind of elevate a bake or a casserole or something that's just, you know, very straightforward. We've all seen a lot before, but yeah, here I'm kind of playing on those cream corn, barbecue flavors, the slaw stuff, with that Korean cheesy corn, the spicy slaw.
No, I mean, these flavors sound like they're going to be a great pairing. Like you said, that sweet and the creamy and the spice of the barbecue sauce in with the heat of the coleslaw. I'm really excited to try that one out. And the nice thing is, like we've talked about it a little bit, but plate presentation is such a big thing. And portioning it out this way makes sure it comes, it looks nice once you put it in. It was not hard watching you scoop it in.
I know a lot of us are going to do like our hotel pan of cheesy corn or like our corn casserole and our hotel pan of chicken. This takes one more pan off the line and makes it easier to serve. So instead of scooping, you know, out of 2 pans, now I'm just scooping 1 portion. Then maybe my second scoop is now that slaw that maybe I didn't have before or whatever.
No, that's awesome. I'm so excited. So tell me about these other ones you made.
Okay, so we've got a Korean fried rice kind of thing here. Typically with Korean fried rice, like they add kimchi to the fried rice. We've just taken our spicy slaw and added that to a brown scallion kind of fried rice. So pretty simple and straightforward, something kids have probably seen before as far as like a brown rice stir fry.
Okay.
And then I've just taken those crispy boneless wings and tossed them in that Korean barbecue or bulgogi sauce and finished it with a little bit of scallion.
Bulgogi, I like that.
Yeah, very easily could accept, you know, some steamed broccoli or something else to kind of fill that
So
veg
if you
up.
really add any veggie to this, it's going to pair well with it?
Yeah.
Nice, I'm excited. And then what's the last one?
And then we've got like a Korean barbecue bulgogi burger. Same thing. I've got that Korean barbecue sauce, and I really glaze the burger pretty well. You know, so I've like a healthy amount of that Korean barbecue sauce on there, and then I've got the spicy, like kind of Asian slaw over the top again.
No, I like that you've shown us 3 different proteins. We got our ingredient meat, our unbreaded chicken, we've got our breaded chicken, and then our burger. So really seeing how these flavors pair across not just chicken and beef, but also breaded, unbreaded. And so it really opens up the menu, allows us to do so many different things with whatever we're currently bringing in inventory. So that is awesome.
For sure. And I mean, these are easy to find sauces now. The Korean barbecue sauce is like all over the place. You know, I think before we talked about some of the tonkatsu or the Japanese barbecue sauce that might be a little bit harder to find, but Korean is like very, very ubiquitous now.
Well, I think a lot of us are starting to become really familiar with that gochujang.
Yeah. The gochujang, the bulgogi, the Korean barbecue, a lot of those, the kimchi. We can't really do any fermented products, I know, in a K-12, so you can do something similar. You can do, you know, a spicy slaw and try to get in that same flavor profile.
What I'm really liking is with especially the Korean corn, I feel like you can almost do so many different things with it. You can take like a drumstick. That'd be like a perfect size to go with a drumstick because it's so easy. And
yeah, do that corn casserole and do a little gochujang drumstick on the side and same slaw really, and you know, you'd have a pretty.
I love it. So Brooks, you put some amazing things together and so much inspiration. I cannot wait to try all of these.
Awesome.
So thanks you guys so much.
It's been great cooking with you.
You mean me watching you cook? I've enjoyed it.